Hi, you guys. I am so sorry. I lost Sarah. I lost you all. Facebook just decided to shut down on me. I'm so sorry. Sarah, hopefully you're there and you'll get this again. Or maybe you're still on talking. I don't know. Oh, I see you. Okay. And Sarah, I'm so sorry. Facebook like literally just shut down. Just went away. I was like, okay. Um One second. I'm trying to. You know what? I might just do this. I can't. There we go.
Oh,
Whoa,
ah,
you're upside down.
Okay.
yeah, how's it going?
Hi.
That's a little better.
This is weird.
Okay.
You're all sideways.
Hang on. I had it sideways, but now it's like, okay. Facebook. First off, I thought my phone died, but it wasn't. Facebook just shut off. I was like, what the heck? And now Facebook won't let me. Okay, well, just keep on talking.
Try flipping it one more time.
Okay.
No, the
No,
other way.
Other way. Keep,
Oh.
no, one more. Keep. No.
One more.
Put your phone like upside down. See what happens.
No, that's upside down.
Now you're upside down. Ah, there you go. Perfect. Perfect. There you are.
Okay.
All right. Darn Facebook.
Okay.
See, this is when we're really grateful we have such nice skin. When our phones are this close to our faces.
I know. I had the best compliment the other day. Somebody on one of the business groups was like, post a picture of yourself and your age. And somebody was like, no way, I thought you were 25. I'm like, thank you. It's called my skincare.
I think I saw that. I saw that.
I have to post it on my
And
story. I'm
friend request.
excited.
Right? And friend request. Well, I was starting to say before I think it completely kicked me off that I have taken like some nutritional training. Oh my God, someone really wants you.
Man,
I have taken some nutritional training before from like I've been to WIC classes before, and he and I took Bradley classes together where they teach you a lot about nutrition, and it's interesting how, you know, I was always taught that milk is something that we drink, that milk is good for you, dairy is good for you.
Right.
And so it's interesting to pull it out, and I'm fine. I feel fine. I don't miss it. I'm not desperate for it at all.
better.
Yeah, I feel
better.
I feel better. I feel so much better. Like I'm sleeping better. I will say I am sweating like crazy. Like all the time I'm sweaty. Like I wake up soaked in the morning in the bed. I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I've changed shirts 3 times today.
It's that detox.
Yeah, it's that detox, I think.
Well, it's funny. I like to share I always tell people when I'm explaining what the program's going to do for them, it's like you're a bathtub, right? And you're clogged. And in our society today, it's just nothing but pollution. We're eating pollution in our skin. We're breathing it. So basically all I'm helping to teach you is we're going to turn those faucets of pollution down and pull your drain. And so everything, those toxins are just flushing, you know. The fiber you're adding in your shake, it's a sponge to hold those toxins and pull them out of you. And the tea, the milk thistle, you're not doing the fiber, are you?
Oh, no, I am. If I put any more fiber in my shakes, I'm going to poop a sweater.
He has been talking about poop so much. I have been so mad at him so many different times randomly.
No, you become so funny as you get clients and you're coaching people. We were talking about the other day, and like one of the husbands is like, you put too much fiber, you fart a lot. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, good to know. Like, okay, so it's too much fiber if I'm farting a lot. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, I was walking around at work like the 3rd or 4th day, like, what the hell is going on?
And then he has to tell me the whole story about it.
Yeah.
And I work in a shop by myself too most of the time, so it was just me, and I'm like, this is horrible. I need to get out of here, and I can't. It was but that's kind of gone away now. But those first couple days, while your body's getting used to it and changing, and it was interesting.
Well, and what it is as Americans, like you're talking about the dairy, we don't get enough fiber in our diet. And so
Right.
that fiber, one scoop, is half your daily dose of fiber. So you should get 25 to 30 grams as a man of fiber. And as Americans, the statistic is about 5% of like 5 grams we get a day.
Right.
It's really
And see, that's something that I've been aware of for a while, is that I'm eating all this crap. We were both talking about how we were like binge eating at night, but it's completely as junk food. You had switched over like 3 months ago, I think, to getting like parfaits. He got like yogurt, granola, and fruit that he'd have at night instead of his gummies. So he had been trying to switch out his junk food. We'd already been, like I've been saying, we've been talking about doing this for a long time. Yeah. And I'd even made the decision that I wanted to do it. I told myself I was going to start the 1st of October, and I didn't really get around to it. So I knew it was coming. So it's like, it's really been a discipline thing for me.
Yeah.
But it feels good because I'm winning.
And you got to say, it probably gets easier and easier every day, right? Like,
right, completely.
Yeah, and now for me, it's just habit to go upstairs and make a shake in the morning. I just leave the stuff right there, and it's ready to go. And it takes 5 extra minutes, so I cut 5 minutes out of my morning routine, and I do that instead. And
yeah, but then how long did you save? How much time did we save not waiting in the Dutch line? Come on, let's be honest here. How much time are we saving?
I don't know. Depends on how busy they are that morning.
Depends on how many times a day I went.
Yeah,
we were really up to going to get coffee a minimum of once a day, but sometimes twice a day.
Yeah, well, that was because I'd go get coffee in the morning, and then everybody else would want coffee when I came home from work. So guess who went to go get it every time? Yeah.
Now, he is home more often. We're not going to the grocery store all the time. And we have already taken the sugar cereal out of the kids' diet, but we did tell them that was the only thing that we would.
Right.
I think that's a lot of the reason that we've stopped snacking so much, thinking about it now, that we were going to the grocery store every day for dinner, and we weren't really going, we were going every other day to every day. And so every time I went, it was, snack food,
Right.
Ooh,
every
time.
Ooh,
every time. And so, after a while, on a side note, the Safeway here has excellent marketing skills because they put the candy aisle on the same aisle as the diaper aisle. So, like, genius to me. Just as it just made me laugh, but because we need both things. That when we were getting both things at one point. Hey, go to the store for diapers. I go to the store for diapers. And, candy. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't. I don't want to be a roly-poly parent. I'd like to be in decent shape so we can play again and have fun instead of being.
I'd rather my kids learn that stuff now than 36 years old.
Yeah. That is something I will say. Of all the kids, they're all eating it. No one is like making a big fit out of the dinners and the way we've changed it. Now we have done things like last week we gave them just regular noodles with the spaghetti that we didn't have. So we've done a couple things differently for them. Like we did egg noodles with the pot roast, where we did a different type of noodles for us.
Gluten-free. I can't remember what they were.
Yep.
That is something else I'm having a hard time with is
gluten-free.
Gluten-free. Things like, do you understand how un-tortilla-like a gluten tortilla is? A gluten-free tortilla is. They don't pan fry right. They don't have the right consistency. When you get them hot, they just kind of get mushy. Yeah. I had one taco. I made some tacos the other night, and I had one taco, and I'm like, oh no. So I made a salad instead.
Right.
And that's,
we are learning.
You end up compromising, and then there's some you'll find, like I found different breads and stuff, because Liam has to be gluten-free all the time, so we do it.
Right.
It's just our life,
Yeah.
And so it's funny when you cut it out. Like I was the same. I was like, this is disgusting. How am I eating this? But I just make taco bowls now. So
Yeah. That's what I did. I just put we did some carne asada steaks, and I put the steak on top of some salad with some guacamole and salsa, and it was delicious.
Yep, I remember that. I ate that. That was good.
Yeah, it was really good. But yeah, the things like that, like that is one thing I really miss is like like grilled cheese sandwiches
Oh my
or
gosh, yeah. I made Octavia grilled cheese sandwich and soup for lunch today.
yeah, like the first
I didn't
time I
have
went
any. She had it.
shopping, I went and got, all the stuff that we needed on the meal plan. And I wasn't thinking, and I got some great seed bread, which is it's healthy bread as far as bread goes, and with like 8 grains, and it's really good, and I love it, and it toasts well, and like I was craving it, and I got home, she's like, you can't have that, that's got gluten in it. Oh,
Yeah.
I was so disappointed.
Thing. Yvonne said
Yeah,
she wraps her tacos in lettuce. I'll do the same thing if you get some romaine lettuce.
yeah,
Yeah,
That is your
yeah,
shot.
yeah.
It's so good.
yeah,
And that's
yeah. I've seen
you
that done
know,
before.
like
Same thing with like burgers.
right. And when you're cutting it out, you're only doing it for 30 days. We're not saying that you can't have your gluten back. Like I realized,
No, I understand.
yeah, you can have it back. It's 30 days just taking that toxic load out of your body. And though unfortunately the wheat we eat today is not the wheat we had 30 years ago when I was a kid. It's
Right, right.
more processed and more added.
Highly processed. Yeah,
And that's the
it's
problem with
rich.
right. It's so,
Yeah,
and then the sweets, you probably notice those cravings help because I know for me, I'm like a huge sweet person, but it's
yeah.
really bad.
The gummy bears.
Right. Like I was pre-diabetic before this program, and then it just, you cut your sugar out, you cut all this, different things out that really help balance your blood sugars, and we keep everything on the low glycemic index. That's why the fruit is the berries and the green apples, because those are the lowest things on the glycemic index. Like it's kind of funny.
That's right. You had that
That
question.
makes sense because I was wondering like, well, how come I can eat a green apple but I can't eat a red apple?
Because
Like
it's
what?
lower on
But
the
it's lower. That
glycemic
makes sense
index.
now. I figured it was something to do with the sugar content or different
Yeah.
kinds of sugars or something
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, that's. I mean, I used to sit in bed. We'd snack. I'd sit in bed and plow through a 2-pound bag of gummy bears and be like,
It's so bad.
oh, when they were gone.
Yeah.
It's
And,
so bad.
yeah, and so the cravings the first couple of days were really hard. Now, I mean, like I'm not really feeling them. So honestly, at the end of 30 days, like bringing the gluten and stuff back, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal.
Right.
It's going to be okay. Yeah, we can have a
Something
bun with our
maybe it
burger
hurts.
right on, or
Meh.
yeah. Ooh, I will be excited to be able to have actual tortillas again. I have to say that.
I was just gonna say
You
there'll
know,
be some things
there'll be
like
some things, but for the most part, it's not. I do see myself continuing the trend, honestly.
see, and that's
So
what I knew I was looking for too, is a lifestyle change. I knew that I was addicted to the sugary crap that I was eating, and if I didn't like cold turkey it like we've talked about, then I wouldn't be able to just stop eating so much of it. And for me, I mean, yeah, it would be nice to lose some weight, but for me, is I just felt yucky all the time. Oh, I'm so tired of feeling like crap all the time.
yeah,
And I think
I
that's
may have to ask.
Right.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and that's why I feel like I teach people a healthy lifestyle, not a diet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
I'm teaching you a lifestyle that you can decide what works for you and what doesn't at the end of 30 days. And go to your 80/20. Like Sundays your cheat days, or just
Right.
I think that's it too, knowing I think this is just sense for us all not to have dessert every day. I mean, I grew up, Graham had dessert every day at her
Yeah,
table.
Right.
that's
Yeah.
yeah, that's how my family was. It was heavy foods, comfort foods.
Yep.
Oh, I made a pie.
Right.
Do you want some more?
Yep.
It was always like that,
Yeah.
and so like I said, my whole family's really big, and I don't want to live like that, but I love food so much. It makes me so happy,
Right.
and I love to cook, and I love when other people enjoy my food. So that's been a big deal for me. That the dinners have been really good, and I'm relearning how to cook because I
Right.
know the way I was cooking was not healthy.
Right.
A lot of butter, a lot of oils, stuff like that, because those are the meals I knew how to cook.
Right.
So relearning how to cook is nice, and knowing what is going to be good for me is really nice when it comes to it. So and as far as like you were saying, you call it a cleanse or instead of a diet, or a new lifestyle change instead of a diet. And for me, it's been really easy for me to keep in the back of my mind. It's a detox. It's not a diet. It's a detox. And so that's really helped me because diet's always been kind of a word for me. They've
Right.
always been really hard. I've never been able to stick to them. But if I look at it as I'm not having a diet. I'm not on a diet. I'm detoxing my body. I'm cleaning myself out, and I'm going to feel better at the end of this. And as a side effect, I'm going to lose some weight.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so that's helped me a lot to stick to it. And especially last night, walking around for 3 hours, surrounded by people trying to hand me candy.
Yeah. That shows
No,
discipline.
can't do it. Yeah. So, I mean, people were looking at me funny, like, "What, you don't want candy?" Yeah. So, it's helped me a lot to keep that in the back of my mind, that I'm really doing something good for my body, and it's not just a diet.
Yeah. And that's what I love. And then, you know, like Sarah said, all the education you're getting from the Facebook group, or I know I've talked her ear off a ton about it throughout the months as we've talked about different things.
Come in. Oh, thank you for the timer on the oven.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Allison. The second oldest is home now. I was going to say, too, that last Monday was like super emotional, mainly for Adam, but like it's been hard for me in other times. But it made me realize that we're also like, he used to bring me a candy bar as, here, I love you, honey, have a candy bar. And the same for me. It's like, or a Coke. I always wanted my candy bar and my Coke. And so that's something that, you know, we used to show each other love. That was one of our love languages, is the giving of receiving of the junk food. And so it's been an interesting thing for me that now that we're not doing that, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing where we pick that up at, because I know we will, but I just don't know how it'll come into play, because we're really not bringing food into our room anymore now. Like that was something we tried for almost a month. We're like, you know, okay, here's the thing. We will stop bringing food into the bedroom, and that will help it. That didn't work.
Not at all.
We had no discipline. One of us would do it, and then the other one would do it, and we're both sitting there eating food in the bed again. And we're just like, what the hell?
Be sitting there at 9:30 at night watching Netflix and be like, yeah, I'm hungry, whatever. I'm not going to stand upstairs and eat a bowl of cereal, so whatever.
Right.
And that's why it's good to do it together, so you can support each other. And
the fact again that it's a detox, we have discipline.
Yeah.
Right. And the detox is you're this is where you're taking it from the cellular level. So that's the difference of if you're doing a program like this, or if you're doing the juice cleanse, or like one of those starvation ones. Like, I have to eat. Like, I need
right.
So that's why but we don't add the actual detox drink till the 3rd week. So you guys will see that after you're going into your 2nd week. You'll see that. And the reason being is because right now your body's doing it.
And we can't see you. Hold up your phone. I can't see. There you go.
There you go. Hey.
I couldn't put it back on the stand thing because then it was flipped the other way. So I'm like trying.
Right.
So
we win, technology. We win.
I know, right? So that's your body's doing it for itself. So by the 3rd week, your body's done it, and you're going to add this delicious, I love it. I've never had Country Time lemonade, but that's what everybody says it tastes like. But it's like with a little bit of ginger. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
We like the citrus fizzy a lot.
The citrus fizzy. The pomegranate one, not so much. But the citrus fizzy is really good.
And I also really like the chocolate shake with almond milk just blended with ice. I think to me that's almost like a Wendy's smoothie. I mean, it really thick the other day. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy right now, because in the morning I have my one with berries and greens and the fiber in it in the morning, and then so when I have my second shake, I just drink it that way.
Yep. And that's
not the way the chocolate one.
And there's recipes too. Like you can experiment. And there's so many recipes, and it's so funny.
Have you looked at any of the recipes for the shakes yet?
No, I make my own recipes. I know it can go in there. I know what I like.
See, my sister and my mom love the vanilla shake, where I'm more of a chocolate shake type person. So I'll do 1 scoop of each so that I can my vanilla. But one of the really good shakes is a green apple and some cinnamon, and the vanilla shake with almond butter and some ice. It's so good. You should try it. I promise.
He doesn't like almond butter.
I won't do the almond butter, but the rest of it I'll definitely try.
I will try that one because that sounds really good.
Yeah, that does sound really good. I'll definitely try
Well,
that.
not almond butter, almond milk. I'm sorry. I meant
Almond milk,
Oh,
yeah.
got it.
Almond milk, yeah, that's okay. I just won't drink almond milk by itself. I'll
Right.
put it in the shake because right on, but no, I won't. No.
So
Yeah.
we ran out of whole milk that we have in the house all the time for the kids. We ran out of whole milk. And so the other day I poured Octavia a little glass of my almond milk because she kept asking me because she watched me make my shake. She's like, I want some of that milk. I want some of that milk. So I gave her a little bit, put it on the table. She took a big old swig of it, went, swallow it. She went, I know like that. It was so cute. At least she swallowed it. I was almost sure it was going to come right back out of her mouth.
Do the whole.
She does that right now. She'll take a bite of something at the table, chew it up, and be like, "Oh no!" So
Right,
she'll
yeah.
just look. All of it will come out of her mouth. And her favorite thing right now is broccoli. She'll tell you, "Ooh, that's my favorite." The broccoli is the first thing she eats off her plate.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
awesome. I love that.
Yeah, but the cauliflower sitting right next to it, ooh, me don't like that.
That's what she'll say too. She's
That's
like, "That is not my favorite." She
That's
will
not
say,
my
"That's
favorite."
not my favorite." She is so articulate. It's crazy
Yeah.
that she's only 2.5, and that she like speaks that kind of way. You heard her earlier today. She's
You're right. She is the best.
All right. Well, I'm excited. We're definitely going to keep going, and I think we're going to do this again next Thursday and chat a bit more. And when did you say we start the cleanse?
The third week.
Your
The third week. So Monday, then we'll start that. So then we'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days into the cleanse by next week, week's live.
Yep. So
Awesome.
If
Yes.
that tastes like country time lemonade with ginger, I'm gonna be so excited. You have no idea. Like,
Yeah,
You're gonna
I'm a
love
huge
it.
ginger ale, ginger beer kind of fan. I love the ginger taste. I love it. It's one of my favorite tastes. So
See, we are not that angry about it anymore. We had emotions about the first 3 days, but
I'm gonna tell you, your first week, and I'm honest with everybody. Your first week, you're gonna be crabby. You just are. You're just crabby.
Right.
I've stolen everything away from you, and you're like,
well, and like you said, you're getting rid of a bunch of things that are toxins in your body, and they were addictive toxins, and that's withdrawal. I mean, any addiction you try and drop cold turkey, you're going to go through withdrawal symptoms. And it's always funny to me talking to people about, like, we live in Oregon, so there's very mixed feelings about marijuana. And so people will be standing there holding their coffee, smoking their cigarette, talking about, oh, these people going to the dispensary, bunch of addicts. And I'm like, stop smoking those cigarettes and drinking that coffee for 3 days and see how you feel about it. Yeah. So it's really interesting to me now that the first week's over and I feel much better that it really was. It was like minor withdrawal symptoms. It was anger. It was at the end of the night. It was like almost despair. Like I'm like, I just want a snack. So I was literally almost in tears.
I remember. And I remember we had that conversation. I'm like, it's okay to be emotional because we are foodies. We like our food. And so by taking it away, it's almost like we felt like we were punishing ourselves. Right. In the beginning. But that's why I was really glad I never like pushed him to do this with me. It was just, I'm going to do this. What do you think? And so he's like, no, I'm doing it too. I'm going to do it too. So it was nice that we both made the decision on our own. So neither one of us are like, you made me and I hate you for it.
And you're gonna realize by the end of this, I can't wait to talk to you guys on like when it's over and hear like, stuff you hated you now like. Like I used to hate sweet potatoes. Do not put a sweet potato in front of me. And now they're one of my favorite things. Like so it's interesting because your palate will
And see the thing about sweet
we bought them this week.
No, see, because the thing about sweet potatoes to me, I like the flavor of sweet potatoes. I do not like the texture. It's like mouthfuls of glue to me.
We'll see. I think it's on this menu tomorrow.
I like sweet potatoes. I like the flavor. I really will eat them if they're cooked correctly, but I won't like go out of my way to put them on my plate.
Gotcha.
We'll see if he feels differently. Now we have it on camera how you feel about them.
Yeah, be more careful with this.
See, honey, this is why I wanted so much for us to like at least come on live and record it a little bit because you
have evidence.
No. No. We made this dramatic life change, and so far we have a lot of really good things that have come from it. And I would say the only negative was the first couple of emotional days. It just, whatever.
But the gassiness was a negative too. I'm gonna say, just
Just
I'm
cut
glad
back
I worked
on
with
fiber
them.
a little bit. Cut back on the fiber.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, now it's not a problem. Now my body's gotten used to it.
Right.
But
See, I did that. I was doing 2 scoops of fiber in the beginning, like the bag says 1 to 2, and I'm like, oh, I'll do 2. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do 1.
No, I already knew it was going to happen. So I've done fiber supplements before. I knew that was going to be a side effect. But
hey, I've been this a few years, and I still am not up to a full scoop between 2 shakes yet. So
yeah, no, I do a full scoop in my morning shake. So, but I realized for a long time I was not getting the fiber. I had subtle clues as to I was not getting the fiber I needed in my diet. So that even has really been a big difference for me too. Is that whole aspect of it? It's really helped my stomach and helped how I feel during the day. My stomach's not hurting. I'm not crabby because I don't feel well.
Right.
I remember I was getting nauseous just standing there working. All of a sudden I get super nauseous and I feel like I was going to throw up, and that's changed too. I mean, a lot of it has changed, and a lot of that is just my body changing, going from panic mode to, oh, God, you're not eating. I gotta store all this, and we're gonna make sure you have all this energy to work with, and now it's not. It's working off of what I'm putting in it, and so it's interesting to me how that's changed a lot of my day, my outlook on the day, how I feel during the day, my energy, and just my overall, even my work performance has increased. I feel like I can get more done because I feel better. I can move better. I'm not slogging through the day trying to just get by till lunch so I can eat something,
Right.
So
I love it.
All yeah, I'm super happy with this.
I think we need to add a snack into your morning because you have your shake like first thing.
I put a lot of stuff in my shake.
All right. Well, I think that might be because you say you get hungry sooner and you really don't take a lunch until noon, right?
Yeah.
We need to find you some sort of snack that you can eat between that 8 a.m. snack and
order
that noon
some
lunch.
or make some
Yeah, that's right. We need to order some Fit Chews. Well, what'd you say? Protein bites?
protein bars. There's recipes.
The protein bars, yeah, the Fit Chews. The only thing I looked at those is like you can have one. How do you eat one?
I know. I probably eat 2 or 3. Like.
Okay, I was gonna say the things have one. I'm like, if they're anything like gummies, I ain't eating just one. That's why I don't do gummy vitamins because I pound that whole thing down.
The lemon tastes like lemon Starburst. The chocolate's like Tootsie Roll. Liam loves the caramel. I'm not a fan, so I can't. It's like I don't really like the caramel as much, but a lot of people love them.
Right.
So it kind of. I love the lemon.
But for me, it's more of a quantity issue than a quality issue.
Right.
Yeah, I eat a lot. I need a lot of fuel. So for me, if I don't get that, I get really angry. So
that is something that I was kind of concerned about in the first week, is that he was getting enough actual fat in his day in his food, because he didn't like almond butter. And I can't remember what our other healthy fats to add in were. Avocado, and I think we didn't have any that first day or two or something.
We had avocado, they just weren't ripe.
That's right. The avocados weren't ripe the first day or two. And I remember actually thinking, I'm like, I wonder if he's getting enough actual fat in his diet, and that might be causing some of the emotional grumpy. And so when you went to Costco this time not Costco, Fred Meyer, I think.
Costco, yeah. I picked up a bag of frozen avocado chunks.
Right.
And so I take like 5 of those and throw them in there, and it's about it's just over a quarter of an avocado, basically. And so I throw them in there, and then the strawberries and berries and all that. And it really helped actually getting that extra fat in there. The healthy fat really helped a lot.
And it is interesting, though, how we knew what we needed.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying that good healthy fat.
Yeah.
It made a difference. It gave my body something to work on instead of just blowing through the berries and the vanilla and all that, which is what was happening. I go to work and I do heating and sheet metal. I do HVAC work, so it's a very physical job. I'm up and down the ladder and carrying stuff, and so I burned through that kind of stuff really fast, and that's what was happening. And I was about 10 o'clock or so, I'd be just dying hungry.
Have you got on the scale at all since?
Nope, not touching it.
So at what point are you gonna?
I know what I weighed.
Hey, wait till the last day. Can't wait.
You want to wait till the end of it?
Yeah, I know what I weighed. I went to the doctor like 2 or 3 days before we started this.
Right.
So.
See, I did the same thing. I went to the doctor 3 days in. It was an appointment I'd had for like 3 weeks, of course, to make an appointment. It was booked out that far. So I had the same thing. I have like a printout with my weight on it. And so even that was cool to see, because that had gone down on the paper. It had gone down for me 4 pounds. Of course, I was fully dressed when I did that. So that was nice for me to see that in just 3 days. Oh, shut up! Don't bother me.
That's a running joke. I always joke with the nurses. They'll take my weight and they'll be like, "But I got my shoes on, so that makes a big difference, right?" You know.
Listen, those doctor scales are rigged. I swear. I don't care. I will not listen to them. I have my own scale.
You want an accurate weight? Go to the recycling center because those scales are dead on.
Right. Yeah.
Like to the like milliounce. You know, they're like they would be dead on in my opinion. Anyway.
I love it. Well, I can chat with you guys all night long, honestly.
Right.
Coffee talk. I love it.
Right.
But I'm so
Well,
you guys are like, I just love, like, I love it. I'm so excited. I can't wait for your final results and to hear everything. I'm so excited for you guys.
Me too.
I'm really excited to see how we change our normal eating lifestyle after this is over. Because I mean, I do, like you said, I do want to bring some of those things back in, but even at this point, not all of it, not by any means, and not as much of the things we do bring back in. So, like the vegetables from that chicken and basil were so good. Like green apples and Brussels sprouts and all that. And I was like, God, it was delicious.
That was really good.
I was like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, and then I tried it and I was blown away. It was delicious. So,
and that's funny. I was gonna say it's funny. I did the same thing. There's still a ton of recipes. I've been with Arbonne for 3 years, and there's a ton of recipes they've handed me, and I've not
done them yet.
And done them all, and I'm like, oh my god! I started printing them out and putting them in a binder and creating a cookbook because I'm like, but you're right. There's so many new things that are so delicious, and I'm like, I love it.
Well, and it's a lot of some of it is ingredients and spices and herbs and stuff like that I don't really focus on. I've never really worked with very much, like basil and things like that. There's certain applications I've used it in, but not for the most part. So it's fun to work with new things and learn different ways to cook. And I love cooking, so for me it was a big deal. I thought this was going to really suck because of that, and it's been a huge deal that's been good food. That's like one of the main reasons this has been easy for me, because the dinners have been really tasty. So
yay, that makes me happy. I didn't know you liked them that much. That makes me happy. Hey,
except for the
fed
gluten-free
man.
Noodles.
Oh yeah,
no gluten-free noodles.
A fed man is a happy man, and when he's not fed, he's not happy.
That is true. That is very true.